an agreement is conditional on aid going in for you. So are you saying that aid will, which is what the Israeli position is basically, the Israeli government, is that aid will only go in when there's an agreement. So is that...
Well, yes, I won't, look, and as you know, and perhaps it's important for me to state it for what your stories are, but I'm not going to comment on Israeli decisions, Israeli negotiations, nor am I going to speak on where things stand currently between conversations. It is what I will say about every negotiation in every situation in the world. Our negotiations and actions never stop. So it's not like it starts at 8 in the morning and ends at 5 p.m. and then waits for a week before something else may happen. Now, the Secretary can't be involved in every single aspect around the world, but our efforts never stop, and that is the case now. Clearly, I will not go into details of how they're working or what the dynamic is or how that's being undertaken, but there is something very clear in our efforts that just our efforts alone indicate is a willingness to hinge all of that, the Trump administration's legacy, the results in what is a 4-year term. We are already 3 months into it. That this is the thing that he decided mattered the most. And that is something that is going to continue to be the case in one fashion or another. I mean, clearly, we're doing many things around the world. But this is something discussed today. The Norwegian foreign minister there discussing the Ukraine-Russia situation, discussing the nature of President Trump's remarks, I think really highlight his nature. When he was asked about who he was an ally of and what his commitments were, let me see, I think he said this specifically. When asked about who his allegiances were with, he said, "I have an allegiance to saving lives." And for those of you who've met him, that's not a line. It's a line I have to read, but that came from him, and that's what drives this effort, and that includes humanitarian aid, whatever region of the world it's in, and how we can get that moved through. All right. Well, now yes. So we've been speaking about Gaza. Shall we continue that? Are we on Gaza here? Go ahead. Yes, Gaza. Yes.
The Middle East.
All right. Expand to the Middle East. All right. All right. On Iran. We'll go to Gaza again, and then we'll come back to Iran. So Gaza specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, sir. No, sir. The man right here in glasses. Yes. Go ahead, sir.
It's not on Gaza.
Okay. So
Go ahead.
It's not on Gaza.
In his first term,
Well,
President Trump.
All right, sir, I will direct this. You will not. Go ahead,
In
please.
his first term, President Trump.
Yes.
In his
Go
first
ahead,
term-
please. Sorry.
In his first.
Do we have?
In his first term, President Trump offered to mediate between India and Pakistan on the issue of Indian-occupied Kashmir. I know you just said that this administration has no position on Kashmir right now, but there's too much tension on
I'm
the
not
border.
going to be remarking, sir. As I mentioned, I appreciate this, and perhaps we'll come back to you with another subject. I will say nothing more on that situation. The President and the Secretary have said things, as have the Deputy Secretary. They've made their positions clear. I will not continue with something in that manner. Yes, sir, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Tammy. Today, the Iraqi foreign minister is going to arrive in Washington, D.C., and in a post on X, he says that he's going to meet with the U.S. counterparts on speaking and talking about mutual security. And have you scheduled any meeting with him? This is the first part of my question. The second part, are there any impacts or implications of your talks with Iran on Iraq? I'm asking this because when it comes to Iraqi security, Iran is floating into the discussions. There's a lot of Iranian-backed groups in Iraq, and you started the sanctions waiver to Iraq because they were buying electricity from Iran.
Well, I can tell you that the Iraqi Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister, Dr. Fuad Hussein, will be here at the State Department tomorrow for various meetings. I will be in one of those meetings. As far as to the specifics of what will happen, I have nothing to preview for you at this time, but we will have readouts. So we will have some details of those meetings tomorrow. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yesterday, a group of Bangladeshi Americans held a press conference at National Press Club in which they requested the State Department, the U.S. government, to look into the ways in which the U.S. aid money was used in Bangladesh Is the State Department looking into those?
You know, I will, again, for something to address what might be going on, we're going to take that question. We'll go from that. And yes, ma'am, in the blue shirt, sir.
Thank you. If I may ask on Georgia, under the new administration, the first meetings were held with the Vice Prime Minister of the ruling party of Georgia. Could you provide some details about this meeting, including the main issues discussed and the position shared?
And now, for people watching, when I say we're going to take a question, that means that you, in fact, are going to get an answer to that question, but not from me. So we're going to take that question as well. But when people do that, if they have a question that needs some details or I need to get more information, when we say we're going to take that, then you'll receive a direct answer from this department, and that's going to be one of those cases. We'll try. Matt, with the beard? Yes, sir, with the beard. Go ahead, please.
You mentioned a lot. Sorry, John Stewart with Notice.
Hi there.
You mentioned a lack of coverage about the southern border.
Yes, sir.
And I wanted to ask, can you shed a little bit of light on the State Department's coordination with the Department of Defense for the delivery of these deportation flights to countries in South America?
Well, I can tell you a little bit. I know that also came up on, well, maybe even last week, certainly perhaps even on Tuesday. So this is the diplomatic services, right? We know that they are actively partnering with DHS in implementation guidance and mandatory training related to DSS enforcement of statutes and regulations. And in February 18th to be specific, the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security delegated Title VIII authorities to the DSS. They also, there have been some questions about their relationship regarding the state of Virginia. We know that we refer you as a result directly to DHS and the Virginia Homeland Security Task Force for any questions regarding that interagency support in their ongoing mission there to prevent illegal immigration. And they are a key partner, we will say, about the DS. They are a key partner in the United States' work to reduce illegal immigration and root out those who endeavor to exploit the U.S. travel system. Their primary mission, for those of you wondering about the diplomatic security services, their primary mission is to protect diplomatic assets, personnel, and information, and combat transnational crimes connected to visa and passport fraud, as well as to investigate transnational human trafficking crimes. DSS law enforcement authorities complement and strongly support the administration's priority to deter and reduce illegal immigration into the United States.
So just a
All right.
follow-up, if I
Yes.
can, a follow-up.
All right. How are we doing? All right. All right. I think that's going to be it for today, and we will see you. We'll see you next Tuesday. All right. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.